rods in. Okay, now we're just kind of checking it here, make sure we got everything in. You can see our shifters here. Gotta get them to spin and line up. Okay, now we got our two main gear sets here. You gotta have these meshed together before you slide them down in here. And there you go. And they're catching at the moment because we have two shift collars engaging on multiple gear sets, but that's not a problem at the moment.
There's the shift collars.
Okay. Now we're going to take these, put a little oil on these. And the two go in the bigger shaft down here because it's got two shift collars on it. What you're going to want to do is you're going to slide this top one in there and slide the rod back in for it. This rod has O-rings on both ends of it, so don't make sure you got both of them. Then we'll take our other two here, we got them in there, and we'll just push the shaft down in its spot. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pull these pegs loose on these here to get this to slide down in there. Once you got that in there, kind of fidget these around and get them lined up in the slot where they go. And we'll take and get these other ones lining up. And we'll stick the rod back in here. And there we go. Our transmission is almost back together. Now we just take this one here. You got a spacer on the back side of it. And this one just goes down in here. You want to pull this shaft up, set it down in here. And slide the shaft in there. This one here, you got another washer on the back of it here. We'll take that, slide it down in there, and it just all meshes back up. We'll turn this all the way to the right so that it's sitting in the neutral spot.
And everything should spin.
Just kind of turn it here, turn the input shaft, and then turn the drum through all the gears. Make sure it doesn't catch anywhere. And turn it all the way back. And now you're back in neutral. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to take your bevel gear here and the nut for it that goes on the other side, and you're going to put that on so that this shaft can't come back loose out of there, because that shaft kind of holds everything else. And you see on our nut here, this is where the old indent is, and it's actually kind of cracking off, so we're going to grab that with pliers, and if it's cracked enough, we're just going to break it out of there so that it doesn't break off later. Okay, now we got our crankshaft balance shaft here, and just slide that on in there. Well, what we took and did is we got the bearing off the right hand side of that crankshaft and got it down in here. We heated this up and we put the bearing in a freezer overnight and kind of tapped her down in there, so we got that in there. It just comes off of there by taking this stuff right here off. Now what we're doing is we have to get this side on, and this side they say to pull it in. So we have a thing here, a bolt that threads in the end of here, and then we welded another extra long bolt on there. Then we're going to use this. Crankshaft will slide in here, and that bolt will stick through there, and it'll take and it'll pull that in. And what you do is you want to heat it till water will just boil off of it when you get it on it. So there we have it hot enough. Now we'll take and get our crankshaft going in there. Oh, like this Yep, there. Now it slid right in. That's how they're supposed to go in. You shouldn't have to put any pressure on them. We also had this half of the crankshaft in the freezer overnight too to get it cold. Okay, we got a rack here and we just got some paint thinner on it. We just go over both of these case halves. You just want to clean it all up real good and get any oily residue or dirt off of there so that you can put your silicone on. Make sure you got 100% silicone, or you can buy RTV silicone. And you'll just want to put a very small bead of this all the way around on all the mating edges here. And then on this you have these little things here in the middle that also need a little bit of it on them.
There you go.
Okay, and if you can see this right down in here, it's a very, very tiny amount of silicone that you want to squeeze out of there. You do not want to put much at all on there. Now what we do here is just going to take and check our crankshaft. That's all smooth, and then we'll check our transmission. We'll shift it through all the gears here. And make sure everything works properly. Okay, for the sake of making this faster and easier, we're just using a speed wrench here and getting these all snugged down. And then we'll go around and torque them.